Okay. Hi again. Hello, everyone. My name is Mahfam Ghods. I am the programming coordinator for 2022 Calgary European Film Festival. And this is the Q&A session for the Spain movie in Ceff 2022 called One Careful Owner. I'm sure Melania will tell us the right title for the movie. And we have the director of the movie here, Bernabé, Rico, and we also have Melania. Melania, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Melania. I am the coordinator for Instituto Cervantes, and I like to say congratulations. Your movie is very interesting. I have really enjoyed. I have seen the screening, so we will ask you some questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. So I just start with the first question, a general question tell us more about this movie. How did you decide to make this movie? And congratulations, because I realized this is your first feature.
Yes.
I also read in articles that this is based on a theater play, a famous theater play. So how did you decide to use that play, change it into the movie, challenges of changing a play into a script, and yeah, basically an overall story about the movie.
I'm an old friend of the writer, and so he showed me the play a long time ago, like 10 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And then some other producer put it onto stage, and I went to see it, and it was just such a delightful experience that I thought I think this deserves like a wider audience. And I never thought that would be my first directorial debut. I thought I just wanted to produce it. So I talked to my friend Olma, who became a producer of this film, and I told him that if he wanted to co-produce this thing with me. And we tried for 2-3 years to find the right director, but we actually couldn't. And at the end, he almost said to me, "You know what? I really think this should be your first feature film as a director, because I had directed like 3 or 4 short films before." And I said, like it was like that push onto the cliff, that I needed to fly. And then I felt like a backup support, and I said, okay, yeah, let's try it. But nevertheless, I didn't know it would be like 4 more years until it actually became a film. And so it was during the process, I really enjoyed it, because I didn't have the anxiety of having the film made, because I had so much of this stuff to do, and like I have my own production company, and we do plays, we do films too, and coincidentally, I hadn't made this play. I mean, One Careful Owner, I hadn't produced it. I mean, but after the success of the film, we decided to put it onto stage, the original play, with the same actress, actress that plays Lola, the main character. So actually, right now, like we have One Careful Owner, the play on tour in Spain with the same character, with the same actress, at the same time that One Careful Owner, the film, is around the world. So yeah, basically that's how the story goes.
Interesting. Thank you.
What are the challenges you face to shoot the movie?
Well, the first one was the finance, because since I was a newcomer, because there's like this big gap between feature films and short films. No matter how many short films you've made, like people, especially institutions, don't trust you as much. So that was like the I think it was the biggest challenge for us that's why it took us so long to put all the finance of the film to have it made. Yet we decided to go ahead and start shooting without having the 100% of the finance. And at the end, one part for like they watched the film, the work in progress, and the draft. They decided that they wanted to join in, and that's how we got everything together. And after that, the once we had finance put in, the shooting, it was really the other challenge of the film, because we, as I said, we didn't have enough money before the shooting started to have the whole thing financed. So we didn't have like time for errors, and the schedule was so tight. That was really really stressful. But at the same time, the crew, they realized about this, and they understood that the thing that they were doing, it was meaningful, and it was, I really felt it was kind of like magical, because once we started shooting, and people were like, they were so implicated into the film that it was really moving. And I would say the third challenge was to get the right tone of the film, because it's a dramedy, and I didn't want to get too intense about the film, and I didn't want to let the audience know that I'm trying to make this film that intends to change their life or anything, but at the same time, it's a comedy, and so if you go too much into comedy, the spirit of the film would be lost, because it would be kind of like light-hearted, and I didn't want that. I wanted to have to me, it's a film, it's an entertaining film. I wanted to create something entertaining, and through entertainment, people at the end, hopefully, after having some laughs and to be very implicated into the film, they would be touched by the story, and by maybe they would take something into their lives.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question about the casting, because especially for Lola, I think Kitty did a great job, amazing. She's amazing. And
Yeah.
about the casting of the main two characters, Sora and Lola, can you tell us how did you pick Kitty? It was interesting.
Kitty Mamber, that's the actress that played Lola. She's actually a friend of mine, and we met because the writer of the play, who I said I was friend with, I'm very very friend with. I was an actor before, and he called me to play in one of his plays, and Kitty was the other actress in the play. And so we became really good, very good friends, the three of us, up to the point that we decided that we wanted to keep doing things. And I've produced several plays with her, and also we've shot another film. So we had this relationship. And the funny thing is, I was looking for an actress that would be, because the original play, the character is 83 years old, and I was looking for an actress that was in her 80s, and I couldn't find her. The right actress that I needed, I couldn't find her. So it's funny, because one day, I was talking to Juan Carlos, the writer, and I said, I'm really frustrated about the casting, because there are not many living actress in her 80s here in Spain that could play that thing. And I said, have you thought about Kitty? And I said, well, Kitty's the character. The only problem is she's like 15 years younger. I said, well, just remember, she played a man in a film that we made. And so if she can make a male, she can definitely play a female character that's just 15 years older. So we decided to bring down the age of the character a bit, and make her older through make Kitty older through makeup and through dressing. So that's how, you know, after that I was just like, it's incredible. I mean, because that's the key. And then the character Sarah, the actress that played Sarah, she just came by chance. I knew her. I mean, I hadn't met her, but I knew her because she's well known here in Spain, and I knew her at work. But I never thought about her for some reason. And then one day I was preparing a play, and somebody pointed her to me, like saying, I think she'd be good for your play. So I approached her and I said, would you make this play with me? I said, I can because of my schedule, but please have me in mind because I really want to work with you. And then it made like a click in my mind. And then the day after, I talked to her agent and I sent her the script. And she just said, I'm right in. You know, I have a month off to do that. I cannot do a play for a year, but I can have a month to do that. And that was, you know, once I had the couple, I knew I had the film.
Thank you.
Thank you. And have you made a lot of changes on the theater play, on the original theater play?
The theater play is basically, I would say 90% of the play is in the film. So what we did was to widen the story, telling all the life that Sarah had. I mean, like the play is, the whole play takes place inside the house, Lola's house. So we kept that, and we did some trimming about, you know, text and stuff, dialogues, because some dialogues in theater you need to explain them, but in film some dialogues, they, you know, you just naturally, if you chop them off, they're much better because you're seeing things that maybe you don't need to be explained. So, but then the thing that all the story that we see in Sarah, about Sarah's life, the story about her husband, the relationship she has with her husband, all that is made up. And also the relationship that Lola has with her husband, that's also made up. So everything that's outside the house basically is new in the film. So the funny thing is, people that have watched the new play here in Spain, they think it's an adaptation of the film, because many people don't know about the play, but they knew about the film. And then when they realized that they knew that there was a play and she was playing the role, they thought, oh, great idea. They adapted the film into the play with the same actress. And actually it's all the way around.
Thank you.
Interesting. I was curious to know about the relationship between the two characters, because this is a very, very critical and essential point of the movie. And how did you work on building this relationship? And because it's not only the script, how it really worked between them.
Yeah, that's one of the things that why casting is so important, because casting is, in a film like this, I would say casting is like 90%, because if that doesn't work, the whole story and the whole film collapses, you know, crumbles down. Because I was lucky enough that both actresses, they are very, very, they are very, I would say, very specific about their work and very rigorous. And Kitty, she comes, I mean, she has a very heavy theater background, so she's used to rehearse. And also Juana, that plays Sarah, she's also very an actress that very hard worker, and so we saved several days in the schedule just to rehearse the two of them, just the two of them, and we would rehearse several randomly several scenes. And I mean, from the very first day, it was just, they knew each other because they had worked in a film before, but very lightly. I mean, they probably just had like one day or maybe 2 days together. But then, you know, they were very eager to keep working because they liked each other. But it was like that very first day when they were acting together, in that I really thought, okay, we have a film here. I mean, if what I'm seeing and what I am feeling, I'm able to keep it through the whole film, then Eureka, because there's chemistry is there. And so that's it was, I would say it was part lucky because it was there, the chemistry between both of them, but at the same time we intensified that relationship through rehearsals, through because, you know, in film many people don't don't put enough interest into rehearsing. It would be just rehearsing on the set, and to me it's just like, you are actually, you know, putting all, there's so much money involved in a film, and that you're just trying to just playing luck. Like, let's hope that what happens there, it's gonna be good. And you know, when there's so much money involved, it's better to have everything very well rehearsed. And because at the end, you know, when you start shooting, you know, you're only gonna have like certain percentage of the things you want to do. So you're much better off. You have all your wits with you.
Thank you.
Are you planning on a second part or not?
A second part?
Yes, I will. I really have enjoyed a lot.
Well, you can watch it again. It will be like a second part.
I will.
No, actually, no. We are working on another film. Juan Carlos, the writer, and I, and Olmo too, the producer. We are three of us. We're working on a new film, much bigger film. So that's why it's taking so long. But no, we actually were taking that energy that we put into this film, and you know, that's how we came across with the play. But there are so many other stories that I want to tell that but who knows, you know, maybe in 10 years time or in 20 years time, if I keep doing this, we might come with an idea. You know, I'm never close to anything, but right now I would like to put my my efforts into something else.
Thank you.
Okay. How was the movie received in Spain? How was it internationally received? And I'm asking this question because I think the movie was released in 2020 in Spain, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And then it was in the middle of COVID, and
right.
How did that work?
Well, it's funny because you know, that's actually what the film is about. You know, the motto of the film is lives will happen while you're making other plans. And so we were making our plans to release the film, and we were in a major film festival here in Spain, the Malaga Film Festival, which is one of the most important ones. And you know, we were set up to have it released in April, and then March 13th, it was the close down. And at the end, we came out in this festival in August, and we ended up winning 5 awards in the festival, including Best Actress for Kitty and Audience Choice Award. And so it was very, very touching. There we, it was very we all those hopes that we had into the film, we realized it worked. But then the close down, it was like this kind of like coitus, I don't know if in English it makes any sense, if it's Latin, coitus interruptus, like you're trying to do something, and then we were about to have it released again by right after the festival, but then another close down came in, and at the end we had to just let it out at the end of 2020, because we had to have it released before 2021. And it was like the worst time of the year, but at the same time, because people wouldn't go to the cinemas, but at the same time, all the people that went, they were very, they all coincided into that it was a film that was needed for that time. It was really special because it sent a positive message to people. And we actually, the first weekend that we came out, it was like we were like 7 in the whole Spain, like including blockbusters and Marvel and the whole thing. So it was like a great success. But then again, it was like, as I said, nothing. I mean, box office was just it was a joke, because people just wouldn't go to the movies. But then HBO bought it in the United States, and so hopefully, luckily we had it released over there, and then it was also bought it was released in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria too, quite recently, about 3 months ago. And there's quite a lot of interest to have a remake of the film. So yes, I can tell that people, it's somehow, it touches people anywhere in the world, no matter if it's United States or Germany or Spain.
That's true. Thank you.
It's true. I think it touches people in different ways, and it touches especially the story, the relationship between the 2 women, and how life can be unpredictable. Because you can think that maybe is the old lady Lola the one that he could die, but then suddenly is Sarah the one who gets sick, and it's like you cannot plan things on life because things are unpredictable. So very interesting. Congratulations. Very, very interesting for the movie, the story, the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think at the very end, at the end of the day, what you try to do is to tell a story that's meaningful to you, and no matter if you make it local, if the story is by heart, if the heart of the story is meaningful enough and it has an universal scope, then people anywhere in the world is going to be interested by it.
Yes, and when difficulties comes to our life, we need to face them, and we need to do it in our best way. And of course, with people, with real friends or with family, it's easier to do that. So
yeah, and in the story, Lola doesn't have a family, so that's actually one of the reasons why they click together, because one doesn't have family and the other one's family is falling apart, and in their own solitude, they find company, and life is much better if we are not alone.
Yes, it's true.
Melania, I'm done with my questions. You can proceed if you have any other questions.
No, is it something that you would like to have explored or changed in the movie? If you were having the opportunity to have explored something else or to have changed something in the movie, is there any ideas that you could have done, or that you, because it's done is really very good, but it's something else that maybe when you finish and because I'm sure that you have watched the movie several times, is something else that you think, oh, I could have done this, or oh, I hope people can see everything that I want really to show in the movie? Is something that you can think about that, or you say, wow, it's
it's
wonderful.
Perfect. No, actually, I don't see it perfect, because I don't see it in that way. I don't see it in those terms of perfection, or because I know, because every single time that I've shot a film, no matter if it was a feature, a short, or even a play too. Every time you do a work of something creative, you face the fact that that's the best that you can do at that certain time. The thing about films is that once it's done, that's it. It cannot be changed, and it goes over and over. Every time you watch it, if it's very bad, it's like it reminds you of how bad that is. And if it works, it just makes you feel good, because what you're watching, you're reliving that thing again. And in this particular film, of course, there are many things that that I think, this, if I shot it now, I would do this differently, or this other thing. But I tend to be very, very over perfectionist with myself. I'm very way too much. And so that was like my exercise with this film was, and I'm very happy that I actually got it, was to, every time I watch it, like, I don't judge it. I see it like, okay, I'm very proud of what we got. And that was during that time of my life. We made this. Now, we moved on, and let's go for the next one. But I don't feel like some of the times that I would feel like with a scene or something that would give me like the creeps, if I didn't have like the best thing that I really had in my mind. But with this film, I actually got to relax. And of course, as I said, there are many, but there are tiny things, as at the end. There is not like something, that actually, there's no scene in the film that if I watch it again, that would give me the creeps. Not at all. Actually, I have a very good general feeling every time I watch it, especially if I watch it with audience, because it really gives you, I don't know, it's a special feeling, when it's kind of like a communion, because when you start writing something, or you put it into, you stage the thing, and you film it, but nobody's watching the film, so you don't know if that's going to work or not. And then when actually that works, it's just like, wow, it feels really good.
Thank you. As I said before, I have really enjoyed, and it has made me think about different topics in life and how everything is connected and how we are connected with everybody. So thank you very much for your job.
Thank you.
You're good, Melania?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And I wish you best of luck for your next movie. Hopefully, you never know, we may meet in person one day. And yeah, thank you so much again. And thank you, Melania, for joining us. And have a good night for you.
Thank you both.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.